Real combat. Real action. Carnage Media.
Always enjoy seeing the young guys get in there. That's been something that's been one of the perks to this job. You know, we've done a lot of young Guardian shows, and they have some really young, high-level talent there. And it's great to see. You know, this is the type of sport where you get into it early enough, you've got quite a lot of years that you can apply it. So to see some of these kids at 6, 7 years old and the footwork they have, it's like I wouldn't go to a practice where they were there. I'd be embarrassed, you know, at their
Have
skill
you ever
level.
been to the jiu-jitsu matches where there's kids and stuff competing?
I have not, but it's on my list of things to do. Hey, if we can get to call one, I would love that. But
Usually is what you see when you go there is the kids have cleaner technique than the adults, and it's kind of crazy. It's because, in my opinion, maybe it's because they were just taught that at such a young age, they just absorb it like a sponge. But usually you see those kids in there, and they have perfect technique, picture perfect.
so it looks like my apologies, everyone. Looks like my card is incorrect as we have a grappling match going currently. We got a couple of big fellas in there. What do you think the difference is when it comes to the grappling game? You know, most of the time in the MMA boxing, people think heavyweights. They think the leather's flying, big knockouts. How different is it when you have some heavyweights grappling? Is it are we looking at the same style of stuff, or should we expect something different in this matchup?
Usually you're just waiting for those big explosive movements. There's a lot more time in between those movements where, you know, they're not the light guys. They can't necessarily go 100% of the time just because they're moving a lot more mass. But usually you're expecting to see some moments like this right now, and then somebody's going to try to go for some submission or some takedown and just explode and run with it, you know.
Yeah, it looks like Jacob's trying to put the guillotine on. Blake looks to have the hands, though, so I don't think it's locked in. There we go. We can see a little bit from that angle. Now, that's the right way to fight out of a guillotine, right? You're fighting for that wrist control, just trying to keep him away from.
Hand fight and just pop your head out, basically, is the number one go-to on those.
So is he looking for an arm bar when he's got his feet up right there, Jacob?
He could be looking for an arm bar or a triangle choke. They're kind of interchangeable a little bit, and a lot of times if you don't get one, you'll just switch to the other.
That makes sense. Here we go. Blake
like
now
Blake's
has
on
the
his
back.
Oh, saved by the bell.
And saved by the bell. That's a good first round. I think a lot of action there from the big fellas. So what are your takeaways after round one, Grant?
That was definitely a good round. Blake is a really strong opponent, so I could definitely see he was struggling with Blake's strength a little bit. But if Blake had a little bit more time in that round, I'd like to have seen where he would have taken that back take from, because, you know, that's just the most dangerous place you could have anybody is right on your back, period, out of all jiu-jitsu, in my opinion.
Okay, yeah, I mean, that's prime real estate, right? If that's you've got a lot of options from that position, especially, again, full contact MMA, you could do a lot.
Absolutely. That's why usually when somebody's in the mount and they're getting punched in the face, they start rolling. Everybody, their coaches, everybody else, don't give up your back, because it's worse, you know. It's definitely worse.
Yeah, not much you can do defensively from that position.
Yeah, absolutely. It's all it is. It's just defensive. You got no offense from there hardly at all. It's just all defense, and even then you're getting beat up or you know, trying to get grinded on for a choke.
And here we go, round two. Blake in the white shorts, Jacob in the all black. And so we see them with their heads here together. What's the go? Oh, there we go. Blake with the takedown.
Yeah, nice snap down.
See the hand fighting here. Oh.
I think he got overzealous with the legs, and he just was able to throw his legs over and pass his guard.
And now it looks like he does have a choke on right now, Blake. Can't quite see if it's locked in. All right, now he's switching positions. So for Jacob here, this is a great example. Well, you got what you wanted from last round, right? Here we are again.
Yeah, now we got some more time in the round 2. Let's see where he can take it.
Looks like he's going for the rear naked. So now that we're here, is Jacob doing a good job defending this? We talked about how difficult it is to really do anything from this position, but how's he faring considering? Oh, and there we go. We have our answer. There's a choke.
There's our answer.
Is that the right idea, though, to try to press yourself flat to try to essentially, I guess, he was trying to keep Blake from getting an arm underneath for the choke?
I don't think so, just because that's what they're supposed to do is flatten you out, you know what I mean? So if you can come back up to a nice base, it at least leaves you some opportunities to wrestle up back to your feet, to hand fight a little bit. Maybe if they have their boots in, which Blake didn't have his boots in, but you could start digging those out and fishing those out from your hips so you can start scrambling back up. So I think if you go flat, you're doing half the battle for them, basically, because that's one thing they want to do is stretch you out.
That makes sense. Well, a good round there, and I think, Blake with the submission on that one, but generally speaking, I thought that was a great bout between these two. Grant, any thoughts on what we just saw from these two heavyweight grapplers?
Yeah, no, it's always a pleasure to watch the heavyweights go. Just pure raw strength and power, and we got to see it displayed here tonight. It was awesome.